Florida Street.
WFMY News 2's Hannah Jeffrey spoke to neighbors who say they heard gunshots last night.
That's right, guys. Some people who live near Lowry Drive in Greensboro watched their backyards turn into a crime scene this morning. While many of them didn't want to go on camera because of safety reasons, they told me about 6 gunshots interrupted them as they were watching Sunday night football. Some say the shooting was so close you could feel the vibration of the gun. Here's what we know. Greensboro police officers went out to the 700 block of Lowry Drive this morning around 7:45. Officers say they went out to an aggravated assault and the victim had life-threatening injuries. When we got to the scene this morning, though, our crew saw what appeared to be a body in the bushes. And just minutes ago, GPD confirmed the person was shot and died from their injuries. Police blocked off several homes near the crime scene. People who live in those homes told us they heard several gunshots last night. T. Eric Gilbert lives in the area. He says he's becoming numb to scenes like these.
That is exactly what it is. Usually when me and my neighbors see situations like this, it's a small, brief conversation, but it rarely goes past another one. You know, it happened again. Past the rhetoric, just another day in the neighborhood.
Greensboro police officers and detectives were at the scene all morning talking to people who live nearby and collecting evidence. They say they have no information at this point about a suspect.
Hannah, thank you. Let's get to your 4 to 5 roundup. A person is in the hospital after they were hit by a car this morning. It happened on Walker Avenue in Greensboro around 7. The road had to be closed for much of the morning. GPD says a person was walking when they were hit. Right now, we don't know if the person will be okay or if the driver that hit them will face charges. We'll be sure to let you know when we find out more.
The mayor of Summerfield has called an emergency meeting today to discuss ways to halt de-annexation of a piece of land at the center of a controversy. The meeting started just minutes ago. A developer wants to use the nearly 1,000 acres to build homes and retail space, but lots of people are against it, including town council. Last week, State Senate Leader Phil Berger wrote a letter to the mayor saying he plans to move forward with a bill to de-annex the land, and he's done it. The bill gets a 3rd reading in the Senate tomorrow. It'll take just one more vote after that to approve it.
Tonight, Alamance Burlington school leaders are holding a meeting to discuss the next steps for mold remediation. It starts at 6:30. The school board is expected to talk about budgeting, maintenance, and the use of dehumidifiers and other equipment. You'll remember ABSS had to scramble to get students and staff back in the classroom after the discovery of mold delayed the first day of school. Last week, the district announced a survey would be sent to students and staff to figure out how to make up the days they lost.
But we have pretty good news in the weather department, that's for sure. These temperatures, I mean, so comfortable right now. 74 in Greensboro, High Point, and Lexington. We bumped that up to 77 for Asheboro and Winston-Salem. Burlington, you're at 79. These are good readings all across the central parts of North Carolina. Even if you go to the mountains and foothills, 60s for Boone. You can see Boone at 67, Jefferson 64, and Galax in Virginia at 66 degrees. It is really comfortable. Overnight lows tonight with clear skies. We drop down to 54 with a high tomorrow of only 78. It'll be mostly sunny. Another absolutely beautiful day. Lower humidities. We're kind of getting into that time period now where, you know, you might see a cool snap like this a few times in September, but now we're kind of consistently into that cooler air pushing through. All clear here across the area thanks to ridge of high pressure. You see that even when we go out to a regional shot with the southeastern quadrant of the U.S., we're all clear. Nice conditions thanks to the high pressure that continues to push that cold front off the coast there. We see some warmth starting to build right in the middle of the country, but for now our temperatures are really cooperating, and as that high stays in control, we've got a stretch of decent days. Now this weekend kind of remains to be seen because we could see a low develop off the coast that could throw some rain back inland. The question right now is how far does that rain go? Where does that low develop? How close to the coastal sections? Not expecting some sort of tropical storm, but maybe just a low pressure center that moves up the coast. That could throw a lot of that moisture back our way. So the weekend forecast, we'll just watch for that chance of rain. We'll keep you posted on that. Until then, upper 70s to low 80s for the next several days. You know, we love it when we see older kids kind of mentoring the younger ones. That's part of what life is all about. But one high school is taking this idea seriously, and it all started with their athletes. Northern Guilford High School Athletic Director Chase Cochran says every Friday they send their school athletes out to Northern Elementary School. That's their partner school, if you want to look at it that way, a feeder school into the high school. And they greet the kids as they get dropped off. It's a pilot program that came out of the blue.
We had a cheerleader here on campus that reached out to me asking if we could go to the Northern Elementary School and just open car doors and greet kids on Friday. It has been something that we've done in years past with our football program and our cheerleaders. And when the student reached out to me and I reached out to Ms. Weeks at the elementary school, I kind of started to think, how could we take this thing up a notch, bring it up to a new level? And what I did is I reached out to all of our coaches in the fall and just said it'd be wonderful if 3 or 4 kids per team could come on Fridays and greet our elementary kids. We have a really strong community, and so sure enough, it's been a huge success, and the kids have been coming in large numbers.
So it's only been a few weeks, but the response from the younger kids have been phenomenal. Cochran says it's how the kids view the older kids that makes this whole thing work.
When I grew up as a young kid, I didn't look up to professional athletes. I looked up to high school athletes. I wanted to be them. And that's what I hope for our community, that our young people who wear the purple and white see these older kids and they want to be them one day. That's the impact that I hope that our student athletes here have on our community.
That's exactly how I was when I was in elementary school. Yes. Every time we would hear about high school athletes, they might be coming by, they're doing some kind of cool event or whatever the case may be. And then my older brother was, he's 3 years older than me. So he was in high school when I was in middle school, but it was always just fun being able to see just like he said, the high school athletes. It really was.
And they're accessible, right? It's not like pro, like you can actually get your hands on, be close to. So what's interesting is it started out the beginning of the year. He said they would let some of the band members go and some cheerleaders, and they would play on the first day of school as kids walked in. And little by little, the cheerleaders started to do it. Now it's track, soccer, volleyball, you name it.
Wow.
They've got a smattering of athletes from all the different schools, and those little ones, when they get out and see them, they think it's the coolest thing.
And what a cool opportunity for the older kids too, because I mean, while you're 17, 18 years old, you're still kind of a kid, right?
Yeah.
But to be able to mentor or provide just a little bit of a positive outlook to younger kids makes you kind of mature a little bit, right? Because you're not just a kid, you're also a mentor.
Right.
Exactly.
Some of the images that we got in, that we had so many we couldn't even show you all of them. The little kids had pom-poms out the windows as they pulled up to school.
Oh my goodness.
Cutest thing
Oh,
ever.
that's great.
Very good. All right, we'll take a break. Be right back.
Well, fall has yet to officially start, but some people are already thinking about holiday gifts.
Oh yeah, we're just 67 days from Black Friday, 98 days from Christmas. Experts suggest you at least start thinking about Christmas shopping.
It's still t-shirt weather, but the Christmas Cottage is open for business in Manhattan, giving shoppers a jump on the holidays. And they're not alone. A survey from Bankrate finds 12% of Americans are buying gifts this month, and another 12% already started in August. Shopping early does have benefits, according to Bankrate's Ted Rossman.
In terms of spreading out your cash flow, giving you more time to research the best deals.
But most Americans plan to wait until October or later.
Unless there's something specific that I'm trying to get, and then I just might just keep an eye out for it.
It's September, a little early to start thinking about holiday shopping.
A lot early.
About 1 in 4 people plan to do most of their shopping in stores, but the majority are doing the bulk of their buying online, and they'll be searching for deals.
In recent years, major retailers like Amazon and Target and Walmart, they often roll out Black Friday type pricing in early October.
And 33% expect inflation to influence their shopping. 23% anticipate a strain on their budget, and 13% feel pressure to spend more than they're comfortable with. Dale Stenberg plans to stick to a budget.
They'll only get what the kids really want, otherwise it's a waste.
And others plan to be frugal.
We found that about 4 in 10 say that they're just simply going to buy less stuff. So that's kind of the ultimate holiday savings tip.
Another tip, avoid carrying a balance on credit cards, because right now interest rates are over 20%.
I don't want to hear that. Interest rates over 20%.
Right.
Well, I know me.
We talked about this.
I know. I definitely shop around Christmas time. Well,
Me
really
too.
Thanksgiving time a little bit as well too. I don't really see myself doing it so far in advance. Now, I do come up with ideas where I'm like, okay, this will be something I know my mom would like, and this is something I know my dad would like, or whomever. But I kind of waited out till Thanksgiving-ish.
Chad has the right answer. You shop all year.
Yeah,
Is it the right answer?
That's
Is it
the
real?
right
Is
answer.
it?
I don't know. Who knows if
Really?
it's the right
Less
one, but
stress.
it is less stress toward the end of the year. I mean, like I'm done by Thanksgiving, so that's nice because I don't have to deal with the stress that a lot of people deal with.
Like
But
shipping at the last minute.
right, yeah,
I've got a lot of other things going on. I can't be thinking about
I can't. I don't have
that stuff right
Me either.
then.
Well, and there are some people that are hard to buy for. My kids are
That's
easy.
true,
I can
too.
figure that out. But I think a lot of my friends say their dads are the hardest.
And things change throughout different
Yeah.
months, and you want to sometimes get the latest of the latest, or whatever the case may be. So, but I aspire to be like you.
whatever.
One of these days.
What do you want this year, Chad?
World peace.
Oh no! I knew. Why did I know that was coming? We're gonna take a break.
We'll be right back.
Pocket squares. I want to be like you. I want more
I don't
pocket
have mine.
squares.
Welcome back. Something magical is happening under the sea off the coast of Southern California, and it's drawing crowds. They are venturing out into the Pacific to see an electric blue ocean spectacular put on by dolphins. You got to see this.
Welcome aboard!
It's the hottest ticket in town.
My name is Kayla. I'll be your captain tonight.
And people are flocking to the water in Southern California.
And you should already start seeing that glow right at the front of the boat.
For a light show unlike any other.
Whoa, oh my gosh. This is something that looks like it's out of a movie. It doesn't really look real.
The star, an ocean algae called phytoplankton that emits flashes of light when disturbed.
This is part of a phenomenon that we call an algal bloom or a red tide.
So just to be clear, the bioluminescence is blue, but this is all due to the red tide?
Yes.
Oceanographer Drew Lucas says that's because the algae blooms are a rust color during the day, and right now they're flourishing.
They do really like warm temperatures, calm conditions, and we've had a pretty long run of that here in Southern California over the last couple of weeks.
Earlier this year, scores of marine mammals were found sick or dying from exposure to another kind of algae. But Lucas says so far this one appears safe for animals and humans.
So it sounds like we can enjoy this without guilt.
Yeah, it really is a spectacular display of nature and something that, you really have to see to believe.
Oh my gosh! Photographer Patrick Coyne has been captivated by bioluminescence since he first saw it years ago.
I thought it was the most magical thing I've ever seen in my entire life, and I've been kind of chasing that since then.
Coyne and fellow photographers dubbed the Bio Bros now scour the beaches during red tides, posting the bluest waves they can find, drawing scores of followers to the coast. Coyne's white whale this summer? Blue dolphins, which he first spotted years ago.
I remember filming that, and I actually had tears in my eyes, and I've been trying to get it out here again.
That shot in the dark paid off this week.
It was just like seeing it for the first time. Really incredible, and something that I might not ever see again.
Oh my goodness,
Wow.
sign me up.
That is cool.
Oh, well,
I love this.
The rare sight used to happen every 5 to 10 years, but now occurs a few times out of the year. Isn't this amazing?
It's like a Disney movie,
so
like
cool.
your Elsa.
Yes.
Throwing out the.
It's a whole new world.
That too.
All right, vocals.
That was actually good.
I saw some folks getting in the water, and then you could see it was still like the leftover effect of like the blue. Can you talk about that too?
Yeah,
with
it's because I've always wanted to do this. It's the type of algae that's in there, the agitation of the water. So when you just run your hands through it, they glow.
Okay.
And then once the water settles, it goes away again. So it kind of streak follows
in his
your
feet,
hand.
kind of like that. You see how he's
Yes,
coming in the
yes.
That's
How
really
when he
cool.
steps in it, look at that.
Wow.
It looks like it's electric.
Yeah.
The West Coast, they saw like our really blue beaches off of Myrtle Beach a few months ago. They're like, we can top that.
Right.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
That's beautiful. And when the whole ocean wave crashes and the blue lights up.
Yeah, wow.
I wonder if the camera can capture good. Well, yeah.
Yeah, they can. All right, let's talk about a forecast. We have no algae blooms around us to play with. I know, we'll work on that. We'll work on that. Let's look at the temperatures because they're really comfortable across the area. 79 in Burlington, and Troy at 81 is the hot spot, so we could take that. Most of us in the 70s. 77 for Walnut Cove, Reedsville, and Winston-Salem. 74, very comfortable in Greensboro. 78 in High Point. Tonight we'll drop down to the mid-50s, clear skies. Tomorrow, 78 again, very similar. It's pretty much a copy of today, and we look for mostly sunny skies for your Tuesday as well. All clear here, and if you go out to the wider shot, yeah, we're clear all the way through the deep south. I mean, from New Orleans up through North Carolina and into really central Virginia. We're all clear thanks to a big ridge of high pressure that keeps good conditions across us for the next several days. You know, the fall equinox is this weekend, and our temperatures are cooperating, isn't it? Now, high pressure will slip a little bit to the east. We may see a little bit of a warming trend, but I think for the most part, you look at the entire week, and we're in really good shape. Here's what the 7-day looks like. All clear, not even mentioning rain through Friday. The weekend might be a little bit different. We are looking for a 30% chance, and that all is predicated on this coastal low that could develop and throw some rain back inland. The question is, how far to the west will that rain go? But high temperatures within 2 or 3 degrees of 80, mostly 77 to 80 through the work week, low 70s Saturday, mid 70s Sunday and Monday.
You've got to hear about a surprising discovery in Tennessee. A couple was shocked after dozens of their stolen items turned up. The couple had been missing them for nearly 17 years until boaters pulled a bag from the Tennessee River.
Harold and Carmen Hicks were enjoying a normal day out on their pontoon boat with some friends, cruising down the Tennessee River. They stopped in a cove around this area and dropped their anchor. And that's where things got interesting.
And once we got it up, we saw that there was a bag that had attached itself to the anchor.
They pulled up this waterlogged, muddy bag. Then they did a little investigating and found these.
We cleaned off a couple of the parts, the cards that were in there, and saw Clifford Amos's name.
From there, Hicks and a friend tried to track down the Amoses and left Victoria Amos a voicemail.
He said, I think I have something that belongs to Cliff Amos. I'm trying to find him.
Victoria said she was skeptical, but after some photo proof, they decided to meet. Victoria and Cliff were still unsure how the bag got in the river in the first place. Then, one of the items helped solve the mystery.
That's my jewelry box. I said, well, we did have theft.
The couple says they were broken into in 2006 on vacation and thought they found all of their stolen jewelry at a pawn shop.
I think this was just the discard bag. Get rid of the evidence, get rid of anything they don't think's worth anything.
Now, thanks to the Hicks,
I'm just happy that we could have helped, bring back those treasures.
The Amoses have found memories from 17 years ago that they thought were long gone, including a ring from Victoria's great aunt and cufflinks from Cliff's late father.
That was one of the things that he gave me. And I don't have a whole lot he gave me, but I got that. And to get it back was like getting back a little piece of him.
Yeah, I know it's cool to get all those different items back, but those rings with the story behind them as well too definitely has to be super special.
I can't imagine. I mean, some things they may not be valuable to a thief, obviously, but to them the sentimental value makes them invaluable, right?
And then to have them show up 17 years later at the bottom of the river.
You know, recently a cousin of mine found home movies online, then it was filmed. Like it was even before I was born, so when my brother and sisters were little. And there's this video now, but it was filmed back then with no sound. And I got to see my mom and dad the way they looked then, which I've seen pictures, but when you see movie, film, and I've never seen it. I just saw it like a week ago. I did a My 2 cents on it, and it brought tears to my eyes. I'm like, that's what my mom and dad looked like when they were in their 30s, and I never got to see them.
Because you only saw pictures of them.
Yeah, they were in their 40s when I was born.
Wow.
So,
You know what else is very nice to find? If you put on an old pair of jeans or something and you look into the pockets and they've been washed, they've been everything, and you find some money or something, a little few dollars, and you're like, wow.
You know what I thought you were going to say? When you put on jeans and they fit.
That's a nice discovery too.
No, but y'all know what I'm talking about. When you look in your pocket, you're like, oh, look, $20 bill.
At my age, I want them to fit. If they're 17 years old and I can put them on, that's a great discovery right there.
We'll see you at 4:30.
Yes, I can hear you. Sorry, it's just really a lot right now. Hey, mic check, mic check, mic check. You got me? I'm gonna ad-lib this whole thing, so just bear with me. Gosh, I'm so annoyed. Yeah, I can hear. What'd you say? 90? Okay. Here's what head coach Frank Reich has to say heading into this game. And then there's VO, right? Okay, and I'll just say, yeah, take it pretty early, I guess.
I'll just say like the Panthers have been practicing all week for this game.
Well, happy Monday. It's a marvelous Monday. That's what I like to call it. I'm Sydney, here with Eric and Chad.
Hi there. Magnificent, marvelous, not a manic Monday.
No.
I can't think of another M though. Yeah, I'll just stick with marvelous.
That's good enough. It's a Monday. You made my Monday a little better.
Right.
It's still Monday, but it's a marvelous.
Right, exactly.
Ooh, welcome to your 4 to 5. We're going to talk a little bit about some football because it's Monday Night Football. So let's talk about it.
That's right.
So tonight, the Carolina Panthers will be hosting the New Orleans Saints in their home opener on Monday Night Football.
Yeah, rookie quarterback Bryce Young is looking to get the Panthers in the win column at home and in front of a national audience.
Yeah, since we are the official home of the Carolina Panthers, it's only right we have live coverage. So WFNY News 2's Amanda Ferguson joins us from Bank of America Stadium ahead of tonight's matchup.
Hey guys, welcome into Bank of America Stadium. We are getting ready for the Carolina Panthers to open the season here at home against the New Orleans Saints in prime time. This doesn't happen often. The Carolina Panthers haven't opened the season here at home in a long time. This is only the second time that it's happening in franchise history, and the last time they played here on a Monday night was 5 years ago. Now the team has been working all week to prepare for this one. Not only is it a primetime game, but it is against another divisional opponent. And here's what head coach Frank Reich had to say heading into this one.
Yeah, it's a big deal, right? I mean, you start off 2 division games, you know, obviously let week 1 slip away, so heightens it even more. It's our home opener, right? So, you know, you got to protect your home turf. So there's a lot at stake. You know, it's one game, and the way to go about it is do the little things right. Have the details, get those things right, take care of business in that way.
Panthers still looking for their first win of the season, coming into this one 0-1. Now they need this win against a divisional opponent, and they don't want to go 0-2 in that category. Guys.
Amanda, thanks. From the pros to the high school gridiron, we need your help to determine our Friday Football Fever Game of the Week. Just find the story on our website and vote in the poll as many times as you'd like. There are 4 games to choose from this week. Voting closes Wednesday at 5 p.m.
Football is growing in popularity for women. Girls flag football is an official varsity sport in California. Yeah, this year the team is celebrating their inaugural season. It's received so much attention, a football legend is now getting involved.
We have strength. Yeah. Yeah. We have smarts. Yeah. We have that dog. Yeah.
Menlo's girls flag football team also has a Hall of Famer on their coaching staff.
Everyone else can freak out. You got to be peaceful. Get it in your hand and rip it.
Steve Young is an assistant coach for the first-year program. He's helping out his longtime friend and former 49er teammate, John Pay.
John said, you want to come help out? And I got a full-time job, so it's not like I can, but I come over a couple hours a week and I try to help out. And we're running the old 49er plays and the signals, and so if you have the 49er signals, you can steal our signals. But it's easy for me to come in, jump in, and help out John because it's like we learned it 30 years ago.
One of the girls was somehow turned on the NFL Network and saw Super Bowl 23 highlight film, and they heard some of the plays. Well, Coach Pay, I heard the play on the NFL Network last night.
Most of the girls are playing organized football for the first time. Young and Pay are having a blast, teaching them the game.
Short passes need to be crisp.
Okay.
You float short passes, trouble.
But I feel like they're catching on to us too.
Then you got to
we got to switch it up.
Then you got to rip it. What I love about the girls is they love football. It's fun to have to explain the line of scrimmage and that there's a formation and a play. Some of the things that we learned when we were younger, and it's just, and their enthusiasm for it.
Oh, that's a good play. That's good.
It also has been a perfect chance for Steve to connect with his two daughters following in Dad's footsteps.
My boys didn't play football, so my two girls are out here playing with John, the head coach, and I'm loving that they're learning about the game and why it's so cool.
Wow.
That's phenomenal.
Yeah, not only do I love football, but I love flag football as well too. I've said this on the show before that I actually played in middle school or high school a long time ago, so that was really fun. But I love this, and to be able to get experience from an NFL legend is cool too, alongside his daughters.
I mean, that's you got two former pro football players
Yeah.
there teaching you the ropes. They're going to do well.
Yeah.
And I like how it's very non-traditional for his family. He said his sons didn't play.
I know.
You're football. You're the son of Steve Young. You got to play football.
See, I always felt bad for, remember the one Manning that did not play pro
like
football?
Eli Manning's
So it's
younger
Eli
brother,
Payton
yeah.
and Archie, I think?
Yeah.
Someone else.
And he
think
did
so.
not get to play, but he was good. In fact, Peyton said he was better than them, but he had a big injury that took him out. But
Oh, wow.
that's pressure if you're the son of an NFL.
That is
Yeah.
a lot of
well,
pressure.
now it's pressure if you're the daughter of an NFL
Right,
player.
But she was getting it though. You
Yeah,
saw
she
her
was
running that
pretty
ball
good.
down there. Yeah.
Very nice.
She was getting
Very
it.
nice. All right, let's talk about our forecast as we look at temperatures that I think nobody's going to argue with these. We are seeing those readings in the 70s at this hour. And it is so comfortable, especially if you're out in the morning. A little bit chilly, but it does feel like fall. And we're moving into the official fall season the next few days. So 74 in Greensboro, 79 High Point, 75 in Asheboro, and 77 for Lexington. We're all in good shape. 54 will be the low tonight with clear skies. A cooler start to the morning. That's where we will start in the mid-50s. And then a high tomorrow on Tuesday, just like today, in the upper 70s. And in southern Piedmont may see a low 80 here or there. All clear across the region. Dome of high pressure, a big ridge of that, stays over us for the next several days. In fact, we don't even mention rain through the work week. It's not until the weekend that we might see some changes. There is a coastal low that is forecast to develop and move right up along the coastal sections, but the question is, it's not even on the map yet, right? So we have to wait till this develops to try to get an idea of how much it will affect our forecast. How close to the coast will it come? How strong will it be? And how far west will that rain go? So for now, we'll keep a 30% chance in there, but just watch and see if this changes over the few days. It probably will, one way or the other. Sunshine and to partly cloudy for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Upper 70s, close to 80. Saturday and Sunday, we're down to the low to mid 70s with that rain chance. We'll keep you posted. And Monday, rain chances start to leave again, but a high of 76.
After a summer of extreme weather, some people are making drastic changes to the way they live. You've got to hear about the growing trend of dome homes.
Max Begay loves almost everything about living in coastal Louisiana.
Every time I come in, I love the way it looks.
But hurricane season brings back memories of Katrina in 2005, when his home and neighborhood were washed away, almost as if they never existed.
Did you think about leaving at all after Katrina?
We all did, and a lot of people left. But I chose to stay.
He also chose a geodesic dome for his new house, made of close to 300 interwoven triangles.
I built the dome because I didn't want to go through the process of losing another house.
The dome home is able to withstand winds topping 200 miles per hour, making it essentially hurricane-proof.
When you told people you were building a dome home, what did they say?
They thought I was a kook.
Not anymore. The spherical home is also energy efficient because surface area is minimized. His electric bills are usually less than $100 a month, a third of what his neighbors pay. Domes have long been built for their resiliency, from the world's first dome stadium, the Astrodome, to the majestic Iron Dome of the U.S. Capitol.
We really want to be able to show how geodesic domes are not just stable and resilient, but they're also eminently efficient and portable and practical.
The Smithsonian recently reassembled this dome, the first built in North America, after 6 decades in storage, part of a focus on extreme weather.
We're absolutely not thinking enough about the role of housing and structures in climate change.
Dome-shaped buildings made of concrete can withstand wildfires, floods, and earthquakes. Their shape also allows them to disperse tremendous weight without collapsing. Construction costs are generally higher, but so is the chance of survival.
How long will you stay here?
Well, how long do I have?
A dome of self-defense for those living on the front lines of Mother Nature's beauty and her fury.
Dome home. What you think?
I think they look cool. Now, would it stand out in your neighborhood? Absolutely.
It will definitely stand out.
People would probably not be thrilled
Right,
with it,
but I imagine the people
Especially
who are
longtime
going
residents.
to start this trend are people who stand out anyway, right? You're a little bit different than everybody else.
I mean, if you're on the coast and you got to build, and if that saves your house, who cares what it looks like? You know?
Right. You know what? Some of the houses that they were showing kind of reminded me of Lord of the Rings when they were in the
Like a Hobbit home, yes.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
kinda like that.
I mean, I see both ends of it. I mean, I like you're saying, I definitely think it looks really cool. When I think of natural disasters and when they happen, there are a lot of longtime residents who don't like to leave their homes, and then he even talked about how he didn't leave after Hurricane Katrina. So it's kind of like getting ahead of it and just building something to where, hey, I'm hopefully going to be good. I'm able to stay, and my home is going to help protect that. So, I guess it seems like a good.
I have questions though also, because if you see it, there's the dome, but then there's another part of the house that's like traditional.
So he's going to let that go.
Right.
The dome
That's a great
stays.
point.
Yeah, so I don't
Build
know.
it like breakaway, so that goes away, and your
Because a
little
lot
dome stays.
can't really. I don't see a lot really fitting in that one part of that dome. So
Gotta have a big dome.
Call Bilbo Baggins Construction. He'll
That's
take
right, yeah,
he'll
right.
take care of it for you.
let's get to your 4 to 5 roundup now. The Durham man accused of making threats with a gun at UNC Chapel Hill is expected in court. Right now, Michael Harris is in jail on a $50,000 bond. Last week, investigators say he went on Chapel Hill's campus and threatened to shoot a worker in the student union. According to court documents, Harris confronted the supervisor at the Alpine Bagel shop because his girlfriend was fired. The incident caused chaos on campus, forcing students and staff to shelter in place. Thankfully, no one was hurt. Police arrested Harris about an hour after it happened. He's charged with carrying a gun on educational property, assault by pointing a gun and making threats.
A Mount Airy man is in jail today on an $11 million bond related to child sex crimes. 39-year-old Jonah Braddock is facing more than 50 charges following a weeks-long investigation by the Surrey County Sheriff's Office. Deputies say they first learned about the crimes back in July.
The Forsyth County Sheriff's deputy killed in a tragic car crash will be laid to rest tomorrow. The funeral for Deputy Austin Rudelhuber will be held in Thomasville. The 32-year-old died earlier this month after a box truck hit him while he was driving to work. After the funeral, the deputy will be taken to a cemetery in Salisbury tomorrow. Governor Roy Cooper has ordered all flags to be half-staffed.
Well, back.
I know. And now this weekend you have.
Hey, giving you a mic check, ice cold milk and an Oreo cookie. I don't even know who we have this weekend. Do I know? All right, as soon as I heard it was National Cheeseburger Day, of course this song popped into my mind. Of course, the late and great Jimmy Buffett singing all about it. And like he did, he likes his with lettuce and tomato, Heinz 57 and
French fried potatoes.
Thank you.
I was glad that you had that.
I love that song.
Just the words of the song, right? But how do you really like your cheeseburger?
I like mine to be medium well.
Okay.
And I also like a fried egg on my
yes,
burger as well
agreed.
too, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
for sure.
I'm pretty plain. It's mayonnaise, lettuce, tomato, cheese. I mean
Okay.
cheeseburger. Mayonnaise, lettuce, tomato.
Okay.
Lettuce, tomato, mustard, mayo, ketchup.
Okay.
All of it.
But no pickles.
Oh, but yeah, no.
Should throw pickles on.
I forgot the pickles. I love pickles.
I do like pickles though.
All right, I like either the classic cheeseburger, you know, onions, pickles, mustard, or give me something really sloppy like what you said with the fried egg, the avocado, the sauteed mushrooms.
Avocado.
Oh yeah,
That's good.
put that on there
Next
too.
on my list.
So I asked folks at home how they liked their cheeseburger on Facebook. I gave them, of course, Jimmy's list of must-haves, but then asked for their favorites. And so we said, Dell said, nowadays, nestled between several layers of lettuce. I get that, right? That's the whole keto thing. No bun,
yes,
right? Just
bun.
the lettuce.
The lettuce bun.
Right. And Edward posted
Okay.
Carolina style, please. I'm thinking that's slaw.
That's
Man,
slaw, mustard, chili, onions, probably.
Okay. Bill said mater, mayo, and onion. Mater. I like it.
Mater.
Charlie said ketchup, mustard, bacon. Jordan loved the shout out to Jimmy. He talked about burgers so much that in the end of his very long thing of his post, he said, now I got to go make myself a burger.
Right. That's all I can think about now.
I had it for lunch today in honor of Cheeseburger Day.
I mean, why shouldn't you?
Right.
Now, if you relish history on subjects like
See what
this.
she did there?
I see.
You're welcome.
Okay. Anyway, the burger made its debut in the early 1900s, but do you believe it took 20 years for someone to slap a piece of cheese and call it a cheeseburger?
20 years.
20 years later.
That's crazy.
Wow.
Right.
See, if they would have left it in charge of Wisconsin, they would have
It would
figured
have
it
been
out.
done.
Right? And you think to yourself, why did it take so long? Cheese. It's like a no-brainer.
Right.
So today is the day, and there are ways that you can cash in on Cheeseburger Day today, and also for about the next week as well.
Oh, nice.
So let's catch you up on the deals. Here's the one thing. You have to have the app.
Oh, you
Does
have to
that
have
bother
that
you?
app.
Does
It
it bother
does.
you?
Now I'm disconnected.
Yep.
It doesn't bother me at all.
And you don't want to download the app to get anything.
No, I'm not gonna have a McDonald's app, an Arby's app, a Burger King. I'm not. No.
Do you have that special salad place app that you like to go to?
Ooh.
Yep. But
Oh, you just calling them out.
But it's because I eat there religiously every
Yes.
Monday.
He does.
Well, let me tell you, this morning, Christian Morgan said that he went through to get a deal on that you're about to talk about. And the lady said, do you have the app? And he said, I will by the time I get to the window. So he downloaded it.
You got to hurry up and download it, yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, so your phone, you cannot get away from it. Let's look at the deals for the day. Wendy's has a junior bacon cheeseburger. It is 1 cent.
1 cent.
With any purchase on the Wendy's app. Now, this deal is good today all the way through the 22nd. So you have all week. So if you don't want to get into the crazy of today, you've got some time. McDonald's deal is a double cheeseburger. It costs 50 cents, again, through the app. You are limited to 1 burger per customer. And by the way, that's the price of a double cheeseburger in 1982.
Oh my God.
50 cents. Also on the list, the Burger King deal. It is a free cheeseburger with a $1 purchase. I don't know what you can buy for $1 at the Burger King, but you have to make a $1 purchase. Again, you must be part of the rewards program on the app. And all I can say is happy cheeseburger.
Did I say I didn't want to download that app? I'm going to rethink that now.
Say cheese.
Country superstar George Strait just announced he will be playing at Bank of America Stadium next year. He's the latest act to make the trip to the Queen City since the Queen Bee herself performed just last month. Let's connect the dots on how Bank of America Stadium is becoming a hot spot for big artists.
Bank of America Stadium is now a go-to spot for some of music's biggest acts, but that's a relatively new thing. Let's connect the dots. When David Tepper bought the Panthers in 2018, Bank of America Stadium didn't have a history of hosting concerts. It had only hosted the Rolling Stones in 1997 and Kenny Chesney and Tim McGraw in 2012. Tepper decided to take the venue in a new direction and turned Charlotte into a place folks from all over the East Coast could go catch their favorite performers. And while it's great to have artists like Billy Joel and Luke Combs performing stadium shows here, the superstars are also bringing in super money. The Charlotte Business Journal reports when Beyonce came to town, she generated millions of dollars in revenue for the city. While George Strait and Chris Stapleton are the latest major stars to put Charlotte on their tour schedule, they won't be the last. Executives with the stadium say they are constantly and actively trying to recruit top acts to perform. So keep an eye out because your favorite singer could be the next big act to bring their talents to the Queen City. And that is connecting the dots.
I like the trend of big artists coming to these big football stadiums.
I mean, Beyonce, I was at that concert, I packed it out. So, you know, if you didn't think you were at a concert, it definitely seemed like you were watching a football game because of just all the people in the stands.
Did she have more than one concert there or just the one?
She just had the one in Charlotte.
So, you know, every stadium, even on a smaller scale, if you talk about the Grasshopper Stadium here, the new owner there says he wants to make it a place where things will happen like that, where they can do regional concerts that aren't as big as that, that we can still pull in here. And so that stadium you watch even in the winter, I think that, you know, some people wouldn't mind putting on coats and going to an outside concert.
It's a cool atmosphere. You can do different things with it too.
I mean, look at even the success they had at Wake Forest when Paul McCartney came there. What was it, like 2 years ago?
I think so, yeah.
I mean, they should be doing more of that there too. I mean, it's not just Charlotte. We can do it here.
Yeah, that's right.
You've got to make use of it year round and not just, you know, during football season.
That's the challenge.
All right, and we need a dome. That's what we need.
A dome home.
A dome home.
A dome home for the Panthers. Yes. All right, let's talk about our forecast. And as long as we're talking about temperatures and weather, yeah, we'll do that. High pressure over our area keeps things really nice for us for the next several days, actually. We'll put this in motion. This is going into tomorrow, and you see the high pressure still there. Take it even further. Now that's Tuesday night, overnight to Wednesday morning. Yeah, high pressure controlling our forecast for a while. We will stay in the upper 70s, close to 80 with clear skies through the work week. Little rain this weekend. That remains to be seen. We'll be watching a coastal low developing, but 30% chance Saturday, Sunday, low to mid 70s for your weekend as we welcome fall.
Here I am, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Hi, Minnesota, Mississippi, Missouri, Montana, Nebraska, Nevada, New Hampshire, New
Hi, Brett. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3. OG for life in the house.
Hello, ice cold milk and an Oreo cookie. They forever go together like a
can prevent mold growth in the future. 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1.
For the Griffith family, farming and education goes hand in hand, and with roots.
Side of the touch and then middle of the touch.
Got it. Mic check. Are you talking to me? Mic check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
It's time for my 2 cents. Keep your eye on the prize. It's a motto I've lived with for so long. Ever since I can remember, I've always been focused, whether it be on my schoolwork, sports I participated in, or my career. I've always been driven to be the best I can be. Focus is essential for success, but throughout the years, I've learned it's imperative to also focus hard on aspects of your life outside of your career, i.e. family. I spent this past weekend in Northern Virginia with my family, and I had an amazing time. My mother's graduate chapter of our sorority, Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, had its annual Big Hat Brunch. Not only did I get the chance to spend time with my mother, but my sister and my cousin attended the event as well. Since moving back to the East Coast 2.5 years ago, I've connected with those closest to me. I love that I'm able to hop in a car and drive to see my grandparents in South Carolina, my sister down the road in Charlotte, and my parents and friends in Virginia. I can truly say, this is the happiest I've been in a while. I share this to say, continue to keep your eye on the prize, but don't lose sight of the people and things that matter to you most. Time is precious. Make sure you spend it wisely, because there are some moments we can't get back. That's my 2 cents. I'll see you on the Good Morning Show tomorrow. WFMY News 2 at 5 starts now.
The area is riddled with crime. We've seen this area taped off a bunch.
People living in a Greensboro neighborhood say they're fed up with the crime there. They say they see it all too often. And today, another person found dead in a neighbor's backyard.
It happened on Luray Drive off